Hi, everybody. Welcome to Network Connection. My name is Ronnie, and today I have the pleasure to talk with Austin Aguirre. He's an associate attorney with Amini and Kanan. It's a prominent law firm in Austin, Texas. Austin specifically specializes in personal injury and commercial disputes. Hey, Austin, how are you today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So let's jump right in. Austin, tell us in your words, what is it that you do?
So I'm an associate with the law firm. So mainly what I do is I work with the partners on the areas that I specialize in. So that's pretty much personal injury law and commercial disputes. We also do, everything under the sun in the law. So we do transactional work like setting up businesses, mergers and acquisitions, if that comes up. We do large lawsuits, small lawsuits, defamation claims, slips and falls, just anything under the sun, except for criminal law. We don't do any criminal law right now. And we're starting to get into some civil rights litigation as well. So my job mainly is, a lot of the drafting, the research, and, pretty much doing a lot of the stuff that, anything the partners ask me to do.
That is very, very cool. So how long have you been an attorney?
I've been an attorney for, I guess, 2.5 years now.
That's very cool. And you want to tell us a little bit about your background?
Sure. So I went to the University of Texas School of Law, and then after law school, I've been at a variety of firms, mainly just to give myself some experience in different areas of the law. I started out at a large defense firm in Dallas, and then I've been working on personal injury otherwise, except for about 7 months that I worked in Congress. I worked as a legislative counsel for a Congressman Justin Amash. And then after that, I did some more personal injury work, and then I came here to Austin to work for Amini and Conan. I've been here about, I guess about 3.5 months now.
Very cool. That is so nice. So you're like very well rounded and in so many different areas. It's awesome. I love it. So Austin, let me ask you this. What is it about maybe the process of defending or representing your clients that you guys do that separates you from other firms?
Okay, yeah. So what we do, what we really do that separates us from a lot of other law firms is that we really try to provide top level legal representation without the burden of having to do things the same way that things have always been done. We don't necessarily do the traditional way of doing law practice. We really focus on what's going to be best for the client. We need to do research the best way we can, and we embrace new ways of doing law just to evolve and adapt and do things the best way we can.
What are you working on right now that's could be interesting for us to hear about?
So right now we have a case. It's a civil rights case. We're starting to get a little bit into civil rights litigation. It's just an individual who, had his rights violated by a government official, and we're trying to help that individual get his day in court. And I think that's important. It's a job that not necessarily every lawyer wants to do, but I think it's a very important job to try to secure our constitutional rights.
Absolutely. That is very interesting. I feel like, work like that, like you're saying, it's I guess necessary because things happen all the time, and very, very, very interesting. All right, so let me pivot a little bit. COVID-19, how has that affected your business in general?
Well, it's definitely affected the practice of law because right now courts aren't having anybody come in to go to court. So it's a lot of Zoom. It's a lot of working from home. But other than that, I mean, there's not actually a big difference in how we practice. We're still doing the same, legal representation. We're still doing the same research. We're still, working with each other on getting things done. The only difference really is just meeting with people over Zoom. So it's not a huge effect. I mean, there's obviously a day-to-day effect in terms of how we meet with people, but other than that, our legal practice is basically the same.
That is very good to hear. I never really even thought about attorneys at this point, and how they used to practice, because there's a lot of, I feel like when my experience working with some attorneys is you do want that face to face. You do want that almost like somebody to yell at about the misjustice of the world, and doing it through Zoom. I didn't even think about that angle, how very different than that could be. So that's really an interesting.
Yeah,
So
it could be really difficult, but the nice thing is that we're a firm, a generally young firm. I think the oldest attorney is about 36 years old. So we're all, very used to the technology. We're all millennials, so we all know how to do it. And it was easy for us to adapt.
Very, very cool. Would you mind sharing with us what is the best way to reach you?
Sure. So the best way to reach me is always by email, austin@aminiconant.com, AMINICONANT. Or you can call me 512-399-3124. If I don't answer you, I'll, just leave me a voicemail and I'll try to call you back as quickly as I can.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Austin. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thanks.